From a young age, farming was, well, all I ever really wanted to do.
Ryan as a kid. Well, he was his dad and grandpa's shadow.
From the time I was a young kid, I mean, there's many pictures of me riding around with dad or grandpa, and if I wasn't with one, I was with the other. My name is Ryan Davidson. I farm 8,500 acres in the northwestern part of North Dakota in a town called Tioga with my wife Janice, my son Gavin, and my daughter Graceland. This farm has been in the family for almost 120 years, 5 generations. Half of our acres are grass crop, wheat, durum, and barley. 25% of it's a broadleaf, whether it's canola, sunflowers, a lot of sunflowers this year. Actually, probably about a third of our acres this year are sunflowers. The other has become pulse crops, peas, lentils, chickpeas. Just to try and break up our disease cycle, we like to rotate. One year we'll do a grass crop, then a broadleaf crop, then a grass crop, then a pulse crop. You have some residual nitrogen. Peas is a low water use plant, and it's off early, so it kind of helps spread our harvest out. And then it helped to kind of break the disease cycle, especially with durum. We live right in the heart of the oil field, so we've been able to work with the oil industry. You need to become good neighbors with them. The fact of the matter is, the surface owner, or whoever's on the surface, has the least amount of rights. The stuff that's under the ground, they have the right to go get it, and they'll go get it. But for the most part, they want to do their part and help you to put the land back into productivity. Well, when I started farming full-time in 2002, right out of high school, which I was still going to college, but I was full-time farming as well. I graduated in 2004, and then that same year, that fall, my father was killed in a motor vehicle accident right at the beginning of harvest that year.
It was a fall from one of the worst ones. It was wet and it was cold. Crops weren't ripening, and I don't know. We had an accident, or my husband had an accident, and didn't survive. So Ryan just didn't take a second thought about stepping into those shoes.
And I think about, what would Dad and Grandpa think? Would they be proud? And I think they would.
Things have progressed a whole lot since that time. I mean, he's improved things, and we've taken on more acreage, and he's just done a wonderful job. He had some good teachers, and he's got some good family background that's done him well.
I want to make them proud. That's how I love this place, and I love everything about it, and I love the soil, and I love watching things first grow. I mean, it's just that there's a lot of joy to be had here.
The farm will be just fine, because my son has been in charge of it for almost 20 years. So it's in good hands.
The overall reputation that Fendt has worldwide is second to none. They are, in my opinion, ahead of the pack on technology and mechanical parts of this tractor. So this tractor behind me is a 724, and you go out with pulling a 16-row planter with this size tractor. I've actually had many people ask me, "You're going to pull that with this tractor?" So, well, yeah, and it pulls it with ease. If we have a lot of work that has to get done, we can adapt it to pretty much any operation that we have on the farm. I've had multiple tractors in this size range over the last 20 years. The amount of fuel that this tractor consumes is just a fraction of what any of the other manufacturers that I've had out here. The way the engine and the transmission communicate with each other, only calling for the engine to run as fast as it needs to. And this one, I've been planting with it recently, and I can run a 15-hour day without refilling. This tractor was built for efficiency. As the Fendt platform has been introduced in this area, it has gained a following very quickly. 5 years ago, when I purchased my first one, that was the first one in this corner of the state. And now there are 7 of these tractors of the 700 series within a 20-mile radius of this place. It's this kind of a Swiss Army knife for us. We use it about every aspect to help us get done as quickly as possible.